welcome to You Can Do It.
You can do it!
A Zoomcast powered by Special Olympics Maryland. I'm Nick Stearns, one of your co-hosts and co-producers. Shout out to Jason, our technical director, Donna, our creative consultant, and of course, our co-host and co-producer, Terrell Limerick, and our co-host, co-producer, and film editor, Adam Hayes. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, doing great.
Excellent. Well, we are super excited tonight here at You Can Do It because let's face it, it's warmer weather. So we are psyched about that and ready to get outside. And now with some COVID restrictions lifting, we are all really ready to be out there exercising safely and having fun. And our guests tonight have so much to share with us about how to do that. So I am going to turn it over to my awesome co-host, Adam Hayes, to start things off. Adam, you have the You Can Do It Zoom Square.
Thanks, Nick. I would like to welcome our first guest, Chris Militello, to our show today. Chris is a well-known cycling enthusiast and bike shop owner of Aero Bicycles in Hyattsville, Maryland. Along with his wife, Gretchen, he coaches the Special Olympics Maryland Prince George's County cycling team. His experience with bicycles goes back many years, and he has a passion to get everyone on two wheels for more than recreation, but transportation as well. He has even coached the Special Olympics Maryland cycling team in the 2014 USA Games, which included myself, leading to several medals and an experience he certainly will not forget. Let's welcome my good friend, Chris Militello. Hi, Chris. Welcome to our show.
Hey, Adam, that was an incredibly flattering introduction.
Thanks.
Thank you for bringing me in so positively. That was great.
Hi, Chris. Welcome to our show. For our first, for people that don't know you, as an owner of a well-known bicycle shop, Aero Bicycle, in your area, tell our viewers how you have changed the landscape for people with disabilities looking for other forms of transportation.
Well, so it's very easy, right? All of us have a bicycle. The bike gives us freedom to get around wherever we need to go, or go to work, go grocery shopping, or just get out and recreate.
That's great. So my other question for you was when you joined our team for the 2014 USA Games, you have shared with me that you knew only a bit about Special Olympics through the practices and some competitions you attended. How did the National Games change your perspective on Special Olympics and on people with intellectual disabilities on bikes?
Well, I got to meet you. That was huge, right?
Yep.
Just seeing you guys race, seeing and being able to contribute to our athletes, our racing cyclists, and see them get better every year, see everybody grow. When I came on, you and I had a great conversation about the races should be getting longer because everybody's getting so stronger. So seeing you and the athletes flourish to the point where we can add 15-kilometer bike races, 20-kilometer bike races, and you guys getting so good now that you have to qualify for the race. That's amazing to see everybody grow.
And certainly, I know I can tell you, it definitely made a difference for me. So, but for those that don't know, Chris and his shop helped to set up and sponsor a fundraiser in Hyattsville with the Crosshair cycling team. Can you tell us a bit about what cyclocross is and how the race benefits Special Olympics?
So probably 15 years ago, we started a cyclocross race. It's a bike race. It's contained in a park. The course is about 1 kilometer long. So you're riding on some gravel, you're riding on the grass, you're sometimes on pavement, and other times you're on a mountain bike trail. It's just all four different styles of cycling combined into one race. And when we started, we wanted to use it as a fundraiser for Maryland Special Olympics. And in the 15 years, I think we've raised over $100,000. And we used that money to provide helmets to every cycling athlete and coach in the state of Maryland. We did it 3 years ago, and we're going to be doing it again this hopefully upcoming season.
And I'm excited for it. So, my last question for you is with the roads becoming more heavily traveled, it can be dangerous if you are not paying attention, especially on a bike. What are some tips for your typical commuter cyclist with a disability to safely travel the streets?
First of all, protect your head. Never get on your rig without your helmet on. Secondly, be predictable when you're on the road. Plot out your commute, your ride that you want to do so that you can use safe roads and bike paths to get where you've got to go. And have lights on your bike. I don't know if you can see in the back, the light on the back of my bike is flashing in the background. And pre-ride it with somebody you know to make sure that you're on safe roads, safe streets, and that you get to where you're going. Then get out there and ride and have fun.
And the helmet's definitely a huge thing to always remember. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't get on the bike without your helmet.
Yeah. So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks for having me. Jason, it's great to see you. I'm super happy to be here.
Good. We're glad you're here.
Awesome. Adam, those were wonderful questions. And thank you, Chris. We'll circle back to you shortly as we open it up in a little while to our Zoomers who I know will have some questions for you. But that was fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have the privilege and the honor to introduce our next guest. He is a Howard County Special Olympics athlete. He has also hiked the Appalachian Trail. So I am very excited, as I know all of our guests here at You Can Do It want to hear all about those experiences. But he's also here to share some expertise in other area hikes in the DMV. So we can leave tonight knowing some places that maybe we want to go. And so Tripp will share that with us. He will also share with us some of the things that we might think about taking with us on shorter day hikes. So really important things to think about packing. But first, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Tripp Louge. And he is going to start it off tonight with a PowerPoint. So Tripp, welcome to the show and take it away. You got the Zoom square.
Hi, I'm Tripp, and I've been hiking for a while now. My parents took me hiking occasionally when I was younger, but I started seriously hiking about 5 years ago. In addition to hiking locally, I've also been hiking the Appalachian Trail, which runs from Georgia to Maine. My dad and I have completed about 1,300 of the 2,200-mile trail. So why hike? It's great for your body. It helps build up your muscles, especially your legs. You really engage your quad muscles when you climb up a hill or mountain. If you use trekking poles, you also work your upper body. Hiking is good for your cardiovascular system, and your heart gets a great workout and your lung capacity will increase. And hiking is also beneficial for your mind. I started hiking to calm myself when I was feeling angry. When you get into the rhythm of walking or hiking, you feel calmer and you tend to forget about the thoughts that might trouble you. You can also feel proud of yourself when you have finished a hike. You have that sense of accomplishment. Finally, hiking allows you to immerse yourself in the beauty of nature. I've encountered bears, snakes, turtles, and even wild turkeys while hiking. I've seen flowering meadows, beautiful lakes, and fantastic rock formations. Whether it's something as tiny as a salamander or as great as a mountain range, you will always have something new to appreciate with every hike you take. It's important to prepare before you hike. Know where you are going. You can look for online resources that describe the trails that have maps to download. Try to have a map, as the GPS doesn't always work in remote areas. You should know what you can handle. Check with your doctor to make sure you can hike. Know how long you can walk. By that I mean how many minutes. You may be able to walk 3 miles in an hour, but you probably won't be able to hike that fast. A rule of thumb is to allow 40 minutes per mile. This is especially important if you are new to hiking or are hiking with elevation changes. It also gives you a chance to take a water break and take in the views. Be safe. Don't hike alone. It's better that way and more fun if you can share the experience with someone else. Let someone know where you are going to hike and when you expect to return. Be prepared. Bring your charged cell phone, snacks, and lots of water. At least 16 ounces for every hour you hike. It is easy to get dehydrated, even in cool weather. If you are hiking for a long time, you may want to consider getting a water filtration system like a Sawyer. That way, you can filter water from a stream while you are on the trail. Don't drink water from a stream without filtering it first. Other options to consider is bringing bug spray, sunscreen, and a backpack to carry your stuff. Hiking poles help you keep your balance and make descents easier. Also carry a small shovel and toilet paper in case you have to go to the bathroom in the woods. Dress appropriately for the weather. Wear well-fitted boots, moisture-wicking tops, pants, and socks, as well as a hat. Dress in layers so that you can take off a jacket or coat when you start to get hot. Never wear cotton. Cotton fabric that gets wet from sweat or rain will not dry out and can cause you to get hypothermia, even in weather as warm as 55 degrees. There are lots of online videos and blogs that have great information about hiking equipment. And just as important as preparing for the hike is the way you behave on the trail. Please be courteous and follow the leave no trace rules, like pack out your trash and leave behind what you find. Don't disturb others by being boisterous or playing loud music. Everyone should be able to enjoy what nature has to offer. All Trails is the best website for trail information. There you will find descriptions and pictures of the trails, as well as information on the length, type of trails, and even elevation changes. They rate the trails as easy, moderate, or hard. Easy trails are usually flatter or have a smooth path. Moderate hikes might be steeper or have lots of small rocks and roots to step over. Hard hikes might be very steep or rocky, or both. Trail types can be loop, out and back, or point to point. All Trails also has some information on parking access. Make sure to write down the driving directions to trails. Some driving apps won't work in remote areas. The National Park Service and the Department of Natural Resources in Maryland both have websites that give information on trails in the parks and forests they maintain. They also have information on how you can obtain a disability pass to get into the parks for free. From All Trails, I compiled a list of some locations in Maryland counties that have a variety of trails to hike. From all trails, I have compiled a list of some locations in Maryland counties that have a variety of trails to hike. In eastern Maryland, many of the trails are easy because they are flat, but there are some that are rated moderate. I have hiked the Y Island Natural Resource Area's 4.5-mile hike. It was an easy trail, but very pretty. I have not personally hiked in southern Maryland, so I cannot comment on the trails listed. There seems to be a variety of trails in many of the counties. Some of these trails look interesting. I'll have to try them. I have hiked a lot in central Maryland, especially in the Patapsco Valley State Park. The park stretches along the southern border of Carroll County into Baltimore County and has many different areas to hike. Most areas are wooded, but some have open meadows. I have also hiked Soldier's Delight and Loch Raven Reservoir trails in Baltimore County, as well as Savage Mill Park in the Environmental Preserve in Howard County. As you go further west, the mountains get higher and the trails get steeper. The Catoctin Mountain Park and South Mountain Park are great places to challenge yourself for longer and more difficult hikes. I've hiked both areas many times. Part of the Appalachian Trail runs through South Mountain Park, but you don't need to go into the mountains to challenge yourself. The C&O Canal National Park offers some easy hikes, but it also offers the Billy Goat Trails. They have some challenging rocky climbs and elevation changes. New Germany State Park is also a lovely place to hike. I've gone cross-country skiing on some of those trails in the winter. These are just some of the over 1,000 trails Maryland has to offer. Check out the websites I suggested to find a trail in your area that works for you and your abilities. Don't forget to check your local parks, lakes, and walking trails if you can't travel far. They still offer a great experience. Have fun.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I was taking copious notes. This was wonderful. And I want to turn it over to Terrell, one of our co-hosts. He has some questions for you. And then Tripp, we're going to open it up to all of our amazing Zoomers for questions that they might have. But thank you for that. That was really, really helpful. All right, Terrell, you are on mute, so you can go ahead and unmute, and you've got the Zoom square for Tripp.
Your mountain is awesome. One question. Tripp, how do you get your name, or is it some kind of nickname, like somebody call you?
Well, I'm the third because if you think of Tripp, it means triple because I'm the third. My real name is actually Thomas.
Okay. Wow. So it really can come from the family side.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's also my trail name when I hike the trail.
Oh, okay.
My dad is also Fall. That's his trail name.
Oh.
So we're Tripp and Fall.
Tripp and Fall.
I love it. Hikers with a sense of humor.
Yes, that's true, Nicolette. So, okay, my question is, how far on the trail you hike for?
Okay, I've hiked 1,300 miles. That was from central Tennessee all the way up to northern Massachusetts.
Okay.
On the Appalachian Trail.
Wow. So you hike back too?
I've just been stretching it out further and further. I live in Maryland.
All right. Yes, I got what you're talking about now. All right. So my next question is: Do you decide to camp? If you camp, do you have any place to have an idea to tell other people to camp?
I have to bring a lightweight pack, but I still have to carry my stuff in there as well.
Right.
And you have to go out on to a off to the side of the trail and pitch up a tent, and you have to even hang up the bear bag because that's where all the food is, because the bears will get your food.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
T-Man, those were great questions. Thank you. And at this time, Tripp and Chris, I'd like to go ahead and open this up to our Zoomers. Melissa, you've got the Zoom square, and then we'll go to David right after. All right, David Godoy, you've got the Zoom square.
My question will be, when you're riding a tricycle and you want to go up the hill, what gear should you use of going up the hill?
So great question. When you're going up a hill, you want to be in lower gears on your bike, making it easy to pedal. So that would be in like first to fourth gear will get you a low enough gear to keep your momentum and your speed going up a hill.
David, that was a great question. Okay, who else has a question for either Chris or for Tripp? Okay, I see Willie, you've got the Zoom square.
So what was the difference between riding a mountain bike or a road bike when you try to go out and do cycling, especially when you try to do other races?
So both bikes are great to get out and ride around in your neighborhood. The mountain bike will be a little bit more comfortable if you're riding in dirt or on trails that aren't paved. And to get out on a road bike, it handles a little bit faster. It goes a little faster. So it would be better for bike races.
I have a question for a Tripp. Have you ever seen a bear when you are hiking?
Well, I have seen bears, but they were not interested in me at all. They were just off to the distance. And if you ever run into a black bear, you have to never run from a bear because you will trigger its instinct to attack. Never look a bear in the eye because it would think you're a threat. And you have to walk slowly away, have one eye on where you're going and one eye on the bear. Just walk slowly away like a crab and never get in between a bear and its cubs.
Okay. Wow. Jason, that was a great question. And Tripp, thank you for that information. And I believe Elena also has a question for Tripp. So Elena, you've got the Zoom square.
Hi, Tripp, and great tip for bears. And my question for you is, what are some of your, I know that you've hiked mostly in Maryland, but are there any other trails or state parks in other states that you would hopefully one day hike?
I may want to try hiking maybe in Florida or something.
That's great. Elena, that was a great question. I have a question for Chris and for Tripp. Chris, what is the etiquette on trails when there are bikers and hikers sharing a trail? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Great question. When you're on a multi-use trail with other users, hikers, walkers, joggers, rollerbladers, always try to stay to the right. Okay. Treat it as you would being on the road. And as you're passing people, announce that you're passing them and tell them where you're going to pass. I'm going to pass you on the left, and only pass when you have safe distance to get around whoever is in front of you. You don't want to be cutting out into people coming at you. So again, it goes back to being predictable, being courteous, saying thank you as you pass people.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Especially with the warmer weather, we're getting a lot of folks sharing these trails. So I think it's something for us to always be thinking about. So that's a great tip, Chris. Thank you. Tripp, I have a question for you. In that 13, and then we're going to go to Sierra. I know Sierra's got a question. Tripp, in that 1,300 miles that you talked about on the app trail, how long did that take and what time of year was that?
It took me about 5 years to get that far. I've been hiking since 2015. Day hiking.
Do you prefer, is there a type of season or weather that you prefer to hike in?
I like cool weather.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, Sierra, you have the Zoom square.
Since athletes are overcoming their fears, try to like overcome their fears on how to ride huge bikes. Like if they have to go on top of the hill, some of them are they're very scared of heights, and they want to work on trying to overcome their fears. What is your message to them?
Train for what you plan on doing. Take it easy. Find a good coach that's going to help you train so it builds up your confidence. And as your confidence builds up, you'll be able to overcome your fear of heights, your fear of the speed of the bike.
That's great. And that's a really important question, Sierra. Thank you.
Tripp, my question is, when you go for a longer hike, do you like try to plan out some break points during your hike?
Of course I do, because if you keep hiking, you're gonna wind up getting tired, so you have to take breaks. So just make sure you take water breaks. If you do like a hill or a mountain, you should take breaks and go off to the side of the trail and have some water.
Excellent question, Derek. Thank you. That was wonderful. Amanda, you've got the Zoom square for your question.
How long you been hiking?
I've been hiking for almost 6 years. Actually, I've been hiking since I was really young. I didn't start seriously hiking until 2015. That's 6 years ago.
All right, great question, Amanda. Thank you. How fun for both of you to look forward to that and to also, like you did tonight, share your expertise and your passion for what you do with all of us. So let's give Tripp and Chris a warm, you can do it round of applause. Thank you guys so much for spending time with us tonight and sharing your stories. They were wonderful and inspiring. And I am going to turn it over to Terrell. When are we going to be back, T?
We are going to be back next time. Join us next time on Zoom. Be here or be square.
That's right. Thank you, Terrell. And Adam, can you leave us with some thoughts tonight?
Thanks, Nick. And remember to bring your questions and stay positive. We'll see you next time.
Beautiful. And for those of you in Montgomery County, don't forget to catch us every Friday on Channel 21. You can see this show, You Can Do It, produced by Special Olympics Maryland on the Montgomery County Cable Channel. So we hope you'll watch us. Thank you. And may we all get outside, either bike, hike, or both. So thank you, everybody. Be well and be safe. And we'll see you next time on You Can Do It. Good night, everybody. Thank you for your amazing questions. Thank you to our awesome guests.